God is a light. God is love. God is real. God is magnificent. God is light. God is light. I am real. I am real. I am magnificent. I am light. I am love. I am real. I am light. I am light. I am love. You are real. You are magnificent. You are light. You are love. You are magnificent. You are light. You are love. We are real. We are magnificent. We are light. We are love. We are real. We are magnificent. We are light. We are love. God is real. God is magnificent. God is light. God is love. God is real. God is magnificent. God is light. We're going to do it again. I am real. I am love. I am light. I am love. I am real. Yes, I am. Yes, I am magnificent. I am light. And I am love. I want you to know you are real. You are magnificent. You are light. You are love. You are real. You are magnificent. You are light. You, God is real. God is real. God is magnificent. God is light. God is love. God is real. God is magnificent. God is light. God is love.
Thank you, Jackie and Dale. If you will repeat after me, I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health. And so it is. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be with you all. Thank you for being here. We couldn't do it without you. First, I want to introduce our practitioners around the Zoom. Our second practitioner is Reverend Marlene Volper. She will take the prayers from today and the prayer requests throughout the week and hand them out and pray over them, but get them to the practitioners who all pray over all of your prayers. She's also doing the behind the scenes stuff today. She's doing multiple roles. She's doing the pastoral support, doing the chat room and all the Zoom stuff. And for our third practitioner holding consciousness is Regina Truxell. And the practitioners hold the space for us. They know the truth for the service for us, know of our divinity, know that the service is just flowing beautifully. And they're standing in the space of God. So if you have any worries, any doubts, anything, give all that over to them and let the service be the flow of God. Stand in that divinity, that peace, that joy. I loved what Jackie was just singing about, because she was singing about what God is and what we are, and they are the same. That all that God is all that we are. We're one with that divine presence, with that divine beauty. So our first practitioner, thank God, is the wonderful and amazing Reverend Michael Rogers. So if Michael will unmute and do our opening invocation.
Well, good morning, everybody. What a great day for a picnic.
Yeah.
What a joyful day. So let's just all come in to our heart, knowing that it's the one heart of the Almighty that lives and breathes us present into this magnificent, glorious day. That we come together as a spiritual community in love, in grace, that we allow ourselves to be loved, and we just stream that love out to each other. Today is a day to celebrate life. We have this glorious opportunity to be together with each other, knowing that it is the divine expressing through us, knowing that any act of kindness and grace is an affirmation, praise to the divine, including love to ourselves, is allowing God to love us. For it is God's love that lives and breathes each one of us. It's God's love that knows the truth of us and our grace, our own beauty, our magnificence. So today, I say yes to love. I say yes to gratitude and grace and magnificent demonstrations of divine beauty and light. I give thanks and praise for this Center for Conscious Living Spiritual Community, our founding minister, Reverend Dr. Carol Lawson. What a celebration. I give thanks and praise for our service minister, Reverend Paul Hoyt, who will guide us in today's services, uplift us with his talk, knows the truth and principles of divine grace. I say yes to each one of us as we just allow and claim our presence right here and right now in the banquet of the Almighty. That we are whole, perfect, and complete in the heart and mind of the Creator. Nothing we need to do, say, or be. We're loved beyond measure. And we celebrate that grace and open up to a beautiful service, open up to a beautiful day of celebration. And we open up to that grace of God in, throughout, and about us, allowing God to love and adore us. Knowing all these truths together, we affirm it by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Reverend Michael. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I reintroduce Jackie Greggs and Daille Kettrell.
Good morning, everybody. All right. So following along the same theme that Reverend Michael just spoke about, we just want to be grateful for this day, because it is a beautiful day. All right. All right. So we have Daille Kettrell, and that little beat you hear on the cajon is coming from Clint. Thank you. I want to say thank you. Ooh, thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. So grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. I want to say thank you for my friend, Spirit. Thank you for my friend. wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. I want to say thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful life. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful life. I want to say thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My healing, this healing, this healing health. This healing, this healing, this healing health. I want to say thank you for my job, Spirit. Thank you for my job. Thank you for my job, Spirit. Thank you for my job. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful job. My wonderful, my wonderful, my. Now come on, go with me. I want to say thank you. Oh, thank you. Ooh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. I don't know about you, but I'm grateful. Yes, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yeah, thank you. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Ooh, thank you. I'm thankful for my health, my strength, my job, my family, this community. I'm so thankful. Said I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this healing, this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
I want to say thank you for Jackie and Dale and Clint. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this music. Love you, love you, love you. Now I'd like to bring back up the incredible, the amazing, the wonderful Reverend Michael Rogers.
Right back at you, Reverend Paul. You spoke the words I wanted to speak. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Clint. So uplifting. Beautiful music. Wonderful to have that part of our service. Today's reading is from Emmett Fox, The Science of Living. I know it's Reverend Paul's favorite, or one of his favorites at least.
Yeah.
And it's page 41. It's titled The Law. Now we come to the consideration of the law. A great deal is heard of the law, but many people lack a defined understanding of what it really means, a definite understanding of what it really means. Briefly, the law is this: there is an unbreakable sequence of cause and effect right throughout the universe. This sequence is never broken, and therefore there is no such thing as favoritism, special providence, hard cases, or anything of that sort. As we sow, we reap. Every deed results in a certain consequence, and these consequences come to us as a result of the deed, and that is all about it. This is the law, and once we understand that we have taken the first steps on the road to freedom, we then understand that if we do not desire certain consequences to come into our life, we must not set them going by taking the corresponding action. If we do not want the goods delivered, we must not order them. So, or if we want the goods delivered, then order them. So thank you very much. And please join me in reading today's affirmation, which is in the chat. I let go of the past and live my life in the present. I stand firmly in the now and create from infinite possibilities.
And so it is. Beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That reading just is, it's part of what I'm going to talk about today. I saw this quote just recently, and I didn't know who it was by, but the quote is, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today." And I looked it up, and it's by Will Rogers. And I love the quote because the past is the past. It's done. It is what it is. We can't change it. We can't alter it as much as we would like to. And there's suffering in wanting to change the past and not accepting the past for what it was. Because in the past, whatever happened, we were standing in a particular place in the past that created whatever that was. And if we stand in the past, what we get more of is the past, whatever it was that was in the past that wasn't resolved, that wasn't okay, that wasn't perfect, whatever, wasn't what we wanted. Because a lot of times I've noticed for myself that if I go to the past, I go to the things that didn't work, the things that were troubling, the things that were made me anxious or made me angry or whatever. And there's good stuff in the past, but it's still in the past. One of my favorite, I love this book, and it's Ram Dass's Journey to Awakening. It's a book on meditation. And it says, there once was a king who was going to put to death many people. But before doing so, he offered a challenge. If any of them could come up with something that would make him happy when he was sad and make him sad when he was happy, he would spare their lives. All night long, the wise men meditated on the matter. In the morning, they brought the king a ring. The king said that he didn't see how this was going to make him happy when he was sad and sad when he was happy. The wise man pointed to the inscription. Then the king read it. As he was so delighted that he spared them all. The inscription was, "This too shall pass." And the idea is that everything will pass, good or bad. Whatever situation we are in will pass. And the past is just that. It has passed. This too shall pass. It's past. And we can't do anything about it. We can learn from it. That's the key about the past, is to learn from it so that we don't repeat it. But if we stand in the past, we're destined to repeat it, because that's where our consciousness is. That's where our thinking is. And there's no possibility of anything else. We can't create anything else but that, because that's where we're standing. That's all that we know. If we stand in the present, then there's infinite possibility. Because in the past, there's only one thing. There's whatever we created in the past. Right here, we're now, if we're standing in the divine, there's infinite possibility. If we're in the flow of the divine, then there's infinite possibility. If we're standing in the divine, there is love, there's opening, there is peace, there is knowingness, there is inspiration, there is guidance. But if we're standing in the past, there's none of that because the divine isn't there. God isn't standing in the past. There's no divinity there. There's divinity in the present. And one of the best ways to get present, and I've talked about this before, but it's so wonderful. Took a workshop with Kathy Milano, and she said that every time you walk through a threshold, every time you start a new action, center yourself. Be present. Be present to life. Because it brings us on to what's going on right now, in this moment right here. It lets us know, it opens us to the divine. It's exactly what it does. Because God is right here, right now. Not in the past, not in the future. We create from now. We don't create from the past. We create from now. Just what Reverend Michael was reading about is the law. The law, we put our thoughts, feelings, vibrations, our beliefs into the law, and the law gives us exactly that. That's why we're called the Center for Conscious Living, because we're always creating in every single moment. And you can see what you're creating by looking at your life. It's all our creation because of our thoughts, our beliefs, our vibration about life and the life that we're living. So the law is a principle. It's finite. It's like the law of gravity. We know the laws of gravity. Let go of something and it drops to the ground. We know that law. This law says what you put into it, you get back. It's cause and effect. It's what we put out there, we get back. What we put out there, we attract back. So standing in the past, that's already happened. That's done. So we don't want to create more of that. I said last week that I finally been taking responsibility for my relationship with my wife, who passed away 5 years ago. When she was dying, I wasn't thinking about those things. I wasn't thinking about the negative things in our relationship. I was thinking about how can I support my wife and how can we make this, how can she get better? And how can I support her in the chemo and the whole 9 yards? And I was standing in the magnificence of the relationship. And when she passed, I got back into all the junk and didn't take responsibility for my end of it. And now I'm doing that because I want my life to be created from now, from this moment right here. I want my next relationship to be extraordinary, to be fantastic. And I can't do that from all the resentment and stuff that I had going on in my relationship with my wife who's passed. I can't do that. It's not what I want. It's not where I want to be. It's not who I want to be. And if I want to have an extraordinary relationship, I have to be extraordinary. I have to stand in and be all the things that I'm wanting in a relationship because of the law of attraction, the law that I'm putting my thoughts and feelings and vibration into, that's going to give me what I want. It's going to manifest what I'm asking for. Abraham Hicks says, ask and it's given. That all we have to do is ask and then get out of the way. I was doing a workshop with Mary Reed. It was a front porch talk between her and another woman, and it was extraordinary. But she said, I don't have to know, I do have to trust. And I went, wow, because I don't know how the divine is going to manifest what I'm asking for. But I do have to trust. I do have to let go of my anxiousness, of my desire to have it. I gotta have this. I've got to let go of all of that and trust, because trust is centering ourselves in the divine. That trust is saying yes to God and knowing that God is for us, not against us. Ask and it is given. It is given unto you before you even ask, because God loves us unconditionally and wants nothing but our highest and best. I realized I had been doing the Anton put out a workshop, and I did an all-day workshop. It was extraordinary. But at one point, they were service ministers were getting together, and they were talking about service. And I joined it, and I said, I want to be there. And I asked the question, how do you say the same thing 52 weeks a year? And they went, yeah, good question. Good question. And because I'd been grappling with how do I express the knowingness that I have week after week after week, because it's the same message. I've said this for forever, but I'm trying to put it into each week into a different package from a different point of view. But it's always the same thing. Abraham Hicks they started in like 1985, and everything that you listen to by Abraham Hicks is the exact same thing. They're saying the exact same message. Be the thing that you want to manifest. Center yourself in God. Allow the divine to manifest it. You speak it, you put it out there, you put it into the law, and then let it go. Trust that the divine is going to manifest that for us. Because God wants us to have that, because we want it. And God wants nothing but our highest and best. And yet we keep going to the subconscious to create our lives and to the past. One of my favorite quotes by Ernest Holmes is, and this is another thing that you get out of foundations, is principle is not bound by precedent. And principle is something that is infallible. It happens over and over the same way. And that's what the law is. The law, the creative principle, the creative milieu, the creative medium, which is the creative aspect of the divine, acts the same way every single time. What we put into it, we get. Infallible. It happens every single time. So if you want to know what you're creating in your life, if you want to know what you're thinking, what your beliefs are, look at your life, because that's what you've put into the law. And the law has given it right back. There you go. There it is. Ask and it is given, but we're not asking from the space of the divine. So principle is not bound by precedent. The law is a principle. God is my source of well-being is a principle. It shows up in our lives. You can quantify it. You can quantify the law. You can look at your thinking and look at your life, and they match. It's quantifiable. So principle is not bound by precedent, meaning that just because it's happened 50 times in the past doesn't mean that it has to happen now. That it doesn't have to happen the same way, because it's not bound by the past. Principle, the law, is not bound by the past. The past is the past. It's gone, it's done, it's finished. So if we're standing in the present, if we're creating, if we're putting our thoughts into the present, our thoughts of an incredible relationship, an abundance of money that flows to me easily and effortlessly from many different venues, a relationship with my family that I've never known before, a rift between someone. you're putting that into the law. If you put in love, put in, I know the magnificence of my family. They're doing the best they can. They are an individualized expression of God, just as I am. If you stand in there and start putting the love, the peace, the magnificence that they are into the law, then that's how they have to show up. If you're putting that into the law, it has to show up that way. So that's the power that we have, is to put our positive, our love, our knowingness of the magnificence and the oneness of everyone around us into the law. And the law creates it. Because if we're putting the past in, that's one little thing. That's one possibility. If I'm standing in the love of the divine, if I'm in the flow of God and creating from there and putting that and my desire for a great relationship with my brothers or sister or my mother or father or whoever, or the boss of the company that I'm working with. If I put in the law that and mean it, this is there's the quantifier, and mean it and be it and follow it and love it. If I put that thought, if I stand in that they are a magnificent expression of God and they're doing the best that they can, and they have all of their stuff that they're going on, and whatever that they're doing doesn't affect me, that I have choice over whether I'm going to be happy or not, that happiness is my job, not theirs. Happiness is my relationship with God, with the divine. That's where I find my happiness. Because they're just trying to figure out life for themselves. They're just trying to go along and figure this life out for themselves. And we can't expect somebody outside of us to give us the love that we're desiring. That comes from within. That's us recognizing our own magnificence, our own grace, our own beauty, our own love, our own capability, our oneness with God. And we can't do that from the past, because that's not where God is. That's not where the divine is. That's not where the truth is. The truth of who we are is right in here, inside. It is that magnificence. It's the divine. It's the flow, the energy of God that guides us in every moment of our day. And it's our job to be in the flow of it, to know it in every moment of every day. And in the reading, it says right here, all night long, wise men meditated on the matter. They didn't have a council saying, okay, how are we going to kill the king? How are we going to get rid of the king? How are we going to stop him from doing this? And they said they didn't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how. I know I have to trust. What I have to do is trust. And they trusted and they meditated. They got in the space of God and the inspiration came. And the action that they took was from that space of God. They stood in the knowingness of their oneness with God and that God was going to take care of them. They didn't know how. They had no idea. They meditated. And that's one of the things that we go over in Foundations. I invite all of you, whether you've taken Foundations or not, it's coming up soon. The education committee is getting together and we're going to set up the schedule for it. But come join us. Come join us in this amazing class. It puts your hands on the wheel of your life. It gives you the tools to be conscious center for conscious living, to stand and live and move and have your being in the consciousness of God in this moment right here, and create, put your thoughts, your feelings, your vibrations from this space into the law. And the law has to manifest it. And if you're getting crummy things, you got to look back and go, okay, what's my thinking? What's my thought here? Who am I being that this opened up? And then you can alter it. Change your thinking, change your life. We used to have bumper stickers that said that. Change your thinking, change your life. Because it's all in our thinking. And we want to get conscious of that thinking. The ego looks forward and wallows in regret. The spirit looks forward in excitement and wonder. The ego looks down and sees few options. The spirit looks up and perceives endless possibility. The ego looks for problems and views itself as a victim. The spirit seeks out solutions and sees itself as a genius. Your spirit wants you to look up and behold your wonderful life ahead. The past is over, and there is only learning to be gained from it. The future is not yet decided and is open to becoming whatever you desire. Look with optimism and enthusiasm at the wonderful possibilities that lie ahead. There is nothing blocking you except the ego habit of limiting our own view. Glance up and you'll see doors opening up to you. You're free from the past, so don't look back anymore. Peer ahead with a light heart of your spirit. You'll be delighted by what you see. And so it is. I love you all. Now is an opportunity, like I said, open the floodgates. Open the floodgates of money to you, through you, opening up. Now is an opportunity to tithe to this beautiful community that supports us all, that loves us all, that is here for you. So it's time to support it and to open the floodgates, because money is just a flow. It flows in and it flows out. And as the flow out flows in, flows in, flows in. It is done. I can't remember the quote, but let it flow in. Tied to CCL. Now we have the amazing Reverend Marlene Volper to do our blessing of our offering.
Thank you, Reverend Paul. So let's just all take a breath together and know that. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive. And so it is.
And so it is. Open them floodgates. So now we have amazing, wonderful Jackie Gregson, Daille Kettrell, and Clint.
Thank you, Reverend Paul. So this song we're gonna do is right in line with your message, Reverend Paul. I don't know how, but I trust. And in trusting, we put it all in God's hands. Amen. In God's hands. Into the law. Same thing. Early morning invitation meditation, let a prayer rise with the sun. Can my heart be free again to live, to love as best I can, and then place all things in God's hands. Place within God's hands. Ooh, all too soon, time advances. All too soon I shall forget. Prayer at noon restores my heart and the truth and strength as the day demands. So I place all things in God's hands. God is here and now. God will make a way somehow. Live to dream yourself awake, and the path of love, it will not forsake you. No, it won't, no. Earth receives a kiss at sunset. Let my heart not miss the chance to remember that all is God, and live and love as best I can. So I place all things in God's hands. Oh, live and love as best you can, and then place all things in God's hands. Just put it all there. Ooh, 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 creator of the universe, how great you are. Oh, guide me and inspire me to be wonderful. Creator, deep inside us all, you lift me up every time I fall. Oh, guide me and inspire me to be wonderful. Creator of the universe, how great you are. Oh, guide me and inspire me to be wonderful. Amen.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Jackie and Dale. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Michael and Jackie and I didn't communicate on any of the service. We didn't say, okay, this is what my talk is about. I want you to do this. None of that. None of that. We let go. We stood in God, and God orchestrated the entire thing. It flowed from Michael to me to Jackie to me. It just, I just love it. It's just so, It's an example of life. It's an example of letting go and letting God, putting your trust, putting it in God's hands. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, it's principle. You put it in God's hands and it'll be beautiful. You open up to that and anything's possible. And that's why we're here. That's why we bring this message and it's trust me, it's not just for you, it's for me also. Man, I got to remember this every day in every way. So next we have a blessing that we do it's for all of us. We say it's for new members, but it's actually for all of us. So if there's anybody new here, enjoy, because we know the prayer and we love it and we stand in it. And so if you'll repeat after me, hold your hands up, bring your hands up in praise, in excitement, in love, and sending energy to each other, to anybody who's here for the first time, but just sending it to all of us. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community. We open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light. We are blessed by your presence. Welcome home. And thank you for being here. Now we also do, let's see what time it is. Oh, we got time. This is it's Mastermind Covenant. Mastermind is another word for God. So you'll know the responses. I'm going to read and you're going to know the responses because I'm going to give them to you. Knowing there is a power, intelligence, and wisdom greater than my own, knowing it is responsive to my every thought, word, action, feeling, I say aloud, I acknowledge. Surrendering the power of the mastermind consciousness and knowing that I am guided and assisted past any limited perception to God's truth within. Now say, I surrender. Knowing forgiveness is the key to change. I now forgive myself and others for all mistaken judgments. And I open the door to unconditional love by saying, I forgive. Realizing my life is the creation of my own thoughts, I now choose to fill my mind with thoughts that are positive, loving, beautiful, and allow my life to reflect that choice by saying, I choose. Holding the consciousness for the Center for Conscious Living, we now thank God for the continued prosperity of this spiritual community and for everyone inside and outside this community. For myself, I now go within to the silence of my own mind as I ask for my own specific requests, knowing that the universe always says yes. Please repeat after me. I accept. With a thankful heart and knowing that all I have asked for in the name of the mastermind is now given me, I say, thank you, God. And I think this is in the chat. If it's not, you can read. Is it in the chat? Cool. It's in the chat. If you'll read with me. The love of God enfolds me. The mind of God inspires me. The Spirit of God enlightens me. The power of God encircles me. I am in God and all is well. For I am enthusiastic, excited, expectant, and at peace. So you may turn to your Zoom neighbor and say, I'm grateful God has heard you. And I'm
Grateful
grateful God has heard you all. I'm grateful God has heard you. And let me find my program. I think it's you, Jackie, isn't it?
Announcements.
Nope.
Announcements.
It's me
Announcements, Paul.
announcements. It's announcements. Thanks, Reverend Michael. Yep. And Haji, I hope to God you're here because I want you to speak to this. There she is.
Yes, I am here. Good morning,
Yes.
everyone.
Listen, please pay attention to this. So go ahead.
Yes, so good morning, everyone. Reverend Paul, that was such a beautiful talk today. Thank you for that. So I'm really excited to announce our first fundraiser for Love Orphanage in almost a year. If you've been watching the news, you know that Haiti has just been dealt really unbelievable circumstances over the past weeks between the assassination of the president, the earthquake, and then tropical storms, all within a 5-week period. And so now more than ever, our family and Love Orphanage in Haiti really needs our help. And so I'm really excited that we're doing a unique and different fundraiser than we've ever done before. And it's called the Virtual Village Walk. And what this is a virtual walkathon on October 2nd. Anyone, anywhere, at any time can participate on October 2nd. So you could be at the gym on the treadmill, you could be in your neighborhood, at your local park, you could be in any town, city, country, anywhere to participate. And 100% of the proceeds for the Virtual Village Walk will benefit Love Orphanage. The goal of this walk is to be able to install glass windows for the Love Orphanage Dream Home that we moved them into in December. With all of the rain, the tropical storm, the house gets completely flooded out because the windows don't have glass in them. They're open air windows. And so we also need new furniture for the dream house. And these two goals will enable us to renew the orphanage license for Love O, which will qualify them to also receive food and other things from charity organizations. They have to have this license to be able to do that. So how you can participate, I'm going to pop the event link in the chat. And this is a great way to involve family, friends, neighbors, coworkers. We are creating a Center for Conscious Living team, a CCL team, and we'll be doing a pop-up walk in person in South Jersey and in Philadelphia. So if you'd like to walk as a group, you're welcome to plug into that, but you don't have to. You can be anywhere and do this at any time on October 2nd. So I'll pop the details into the chat. And if you have any questions, you can contact me directly. And I just always thank this community so much for your support. You've been an integral part in supporting Love Orphanage since I first went to Haiti almost 10 years ago. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope that some of you will join the CCL team and walk with me. So thank you.
Thank you, Haji. Thank you. And I mean, it's right there in our face. I mean, we saw the devastation. We saw what's happening in Haiti. It's time to go to that discretionary fund and pull some money out and give to Haiti. Give to this beautiful walkathon, this village walkathon. Let's step up. Let's have our money and our voices heard. We want to give our money to something that inspires us, and this inspires us. This is extraordinary. The thing that I love most about it is that every cent that you put goes to Love Orphanage. There's not an administrative fee. There's none of that. All of your money goes to Love Orphanage. And we've been supporting them for years. So give it up. Brooke Still is coming September 19th. If you haven't made your, she's doing a workshop afterwards from 12:30 to 3. Do this workshop. Make the intention to do this workshop, and God will provide you for the money if you're concerned about the money. The money is irrelevant. trusting in the divine that you will have the money to do this is paramount. Her workshops are extraordinary. She has a consciousness that is off the hook. I've been to many of her workshops and they are profound. They are worth 5 times, 10 times what the cost of the workshop is. I promise you will get infinitely more out of it than whatever the money is. And that's September 19th, coming up not too far away. Our picnic today is happening. Be there. It's not supposed to rain until later on this afternoon. The rain is stopped. We've got a pavilion as you go up to Laurel Acres Park. It's on the right. You can see it from Creek. I think it's Creek Street at that point. I'm bringing an extra
Church
pop-up.
Street, Reverend Paul.
Church.
I'm say that again.
Church
I'm
Street.
sorry.
There's a
Church
light to
Street.
turn right in.
It's lit. They put the light right there for us. For CCL, so that we know where to
Of
go.
course they did.
Yes, of course. So as you enter, it's on the right. There's a pavilion there. I've got a pop-up tent that I'm bringing. Bring the food, bring yourselves, bring your mask, bring whatever you need to bring, and let's just enjoy this beautiful picnic and let the weather be whatever it is. Because I promise you, we can have fun no matter what the weather is. We can have a blast. So Laurel Acres Park, Church Street, be there because we're going to be there. So, if you want to hang out with us, be there. Bring food for, don't bring too much food. Bring whatever you like, because if you don't finish it, you're taking it home. Men's group is the third Monday of the month. I want to take, I don't know if he's here. Mike Savarese, are you here? I can see your picture. Mike and Ellen, I want to take a moment and just thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the work that you've done for the men's group. Mike and Al Bennett, who I thank also for their commitment, their knowingness, their commitment to men, and the commitment to having a space for men to express themselves safely and honestly and from the divine. They've created that space for years and done it beautifully. And Michael has decided to step down, which I completely get and honor. I'm disappointed, but he's done a brilliant job for Michael. How many years you've been doing this? I can't even remember when it started, but it's a long time ago.
13 now.
13 years. That's every third Monday for 13 years that he's been there and guided and been the consciousness for the men's group. It's still thriving. It's still going. After 13 years, he and Al picked it up, decided that this was going to be something extraordinary, and have made it that for 13 years. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Because it's the only one around. Other churches have tried to put men's groups together. And the reason this one has continued is because of the consciousness of Mike and Al. I'm clear on that, whether you are or not.
I wasn't smart enough to stop.
Thank God, because it's still going and thriving. So I just want to thank you so much for your consciousness, your commitment to the men's group and to CCL. To both of you, you and Ellen are so committed to this community, so committed to CCL. I just want to thank you, Michael. Thank you. I honor you and I
Thank you.
So the third Monday of the month is the men's group. The Red Tent and BIPOC are starting back up in September. We'll let you know what their schedule is. Ken Davis, right over there, the man, there he is. The brilliant man, he knows Course in Miracles. He guides it, he leads it, he embodies the Course in Miracles. If you want to know the Course in Miracles, go to Ken. He's got it down. He knows it. And that's the second Monday and fourth Monday of each month. So go. If you have any questions about Course in Miracles, that's your man. And thank you for doing that. And thank you for your consciousness, Ken.
You're welcome. I've also included a link for anyone who wants to drop in on the meeting without getting a Zoom invite. They can just click on this website I put in the chat box.
Good. Thank you, Ken. And it's true with anything we do here. It's the consciousness of the people that are doing it. It's Michael's consciousness to bring the men's group forth. It's Ken's consciousness that brings the wonderment and the knowingness of the Course in Miracles. It's all our consciousness. It's all that space of God. So stay there. We're looking for Regina. Sorry, I didn't know the fundraising. The fundraiser for the streaming equipment. I unfortunately can't. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, everyone. This is just to update you. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about when we return to services, we also want to have streaming capability so that we can continue to serve those that only can come on Zoom now, or rather do that rather than come to in-person services. So our goal was to develop the program and what would allow us to stream that with quality to all our congregations. So 2 weeks ago, we had an announcement that we were going to do a fundraiser for streaming equipment. Part of that was that it's sort of like a matching program or a matching funds fundraiser. The Stewardship Council, the members of the Stewardship Council have committed up to $1,250 to match dollar for dollar any contribution made by the congregation towards this streaming equipment. So it's been 2 weeks. So as of, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, $600 has been donated. So it's the $600 from the congregation. Yes, thank you. We still have a little ways to go. If you look at the newsletter, if you haven't noticed it, we have a little graph that shows the $1,250 and what we've come to, and we're going to update that every week. So again, thank you so much for that. And I find this very exciting for us that we are going to be open to this type of capability and allow us to reach out further into the congregation and beyond. So thank you again.
Also, I want to announce also that we need help with the equipment itself. None of us on the Stewardship Council are well versed in the equipment and all of that. And if you know about streaming, if you know how it's done and stuff, please get in touch with us. Help us bring this to CCL. Help us, because we're going to need somebody to run the camera and stuff each week. So if you can do that, please step up and join us in volunteering for that also. This is uncharted territory for all of us. So we need as much help as we can get. There was another announcement. I want to do also the announcement about the chanting. Julie Fisher does chanting every morning, 8 a.m. to 12. 8 a.m. to 8:20. She does 20-minute chanting. Let's hope it's not till 12. 8 a.m. to 8:30 every morning, chanting. It gets you centered. It gets you. It's a wonderful start for the day. So enjoy that. Also, we're still doing the Love Power. It's a fundraiser, buying flowers, bulbs, and getting it out to your friends and family so that they can buy it. 50%. Michael, you know more about this than I do.
It's on our web page. Actually, Reverend Carol's the one that brought it to our attention.
Yes, she did.
And reviewed it. Marlene set it up on our website. So go to our website. It's called Flower Power. You click on it, you're able to order your flowers, and 50% of the money will come back to the Center for Conscious Living. So thank you, Reverend Carol. Thank you, Reverend Marlene, for setting that all up.
And thank you, Reverend Michael, for realizing it and putting it together. And again, here's an opportunity to help CCL, to get it out to your friends. 50% is huge. A lot of places only do like 10%, maybe 20%. But half of everything that is ordered through CCL goes to CCL. That's huge. And if you're going out to your family and friends, if you know people who plant bulbs and stuff, go to them, say, hey, do me a favor, buy from here. This is a wonderful place, and it supports a community that I absolutely love. And it also lets them know about the community of CCL. So it's a win-win for everybody. They get to plant these beautiful plants, and we get to and it's not out of your pocket. I think that's everything. Have I missed anything? Anybody? Woohoo! I didn't miss anything. Yes, Reverend Michael.
Today at the picnic, I'm collecting all the items for the Seeds of Hope. So I'll be there at the picnic. So thank you very much for everybody that contributed.
Thank you, Reverend Michael, for doing that. And they got all filled. It's everything that they sent us. Man, you guys filled it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to thank this community for your love, your support, your tithes, your commitment to this just extraordinary community. There is so much love here, so much respect, so much understanding. I just love you all, and thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. If you can be at the picnic, be at the picnic, because we're going to have a blast. We're going to have a good time. So now we have Reverend Michael doing our concluding affirmation.
You don't want me to
Let's
sing
do
anymore?
Jackie first.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. No, I absolutely want you to sing. I absolutely want you to sing. I would
just kidding.
never
Stop
say
singing.
that.
Exciting.
It's all good.
And
All
next,
right.
and now we have
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. So now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've gotta let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Yes, I'm only here for God. Now I release and I let go. I let the Spirit of my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Here we go, come on. Say, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I'm free. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for
Thank you,
Okay.
Jack. Oh, beautiful.
Go ahead, Reverend Paul.
You got it. Our concluding prayer.
All right. Please repeat after me, knowing we're only here for God and for love. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in all my activities, including today's picnic with CCL.
Life is in all my activities, including today's picnic with CCL.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
And accepting all these gifts, together we say yes.
Yes. See you all at the picnic. All right.
And Kalina says hello. She's been on the phone listening to the service. Had technical difficulties, but she's hooked up to my speaker on the phone.
And Joe, yes.
Yeah, Joe Kalina says hello.
Thanks for coming back for the picnic, Reverend Carol.
Yep.
Wouldn't miss it, right?
Yep.
Thank you.
So it's not going to rain. We're going to have a blast. So be there.
See, now we're unmuted.
Okay.
Have a great week, everybody.
It's good to see everybody.
See you at the picnic, everybody.
Yes.
See, when the yellow thing comes around. That's what
Yeah.
So bring your favorite food so that whatever doesn't get eaten, you can eat.
I'm gonna bring some takeout containers to give people to take leftovers home.
There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Bring your dog, bring your dogs. They'll eat the leftovers.
Really, they'll eat the leftovers. Yeah.